You know, every single day, millions of seniors are doing something that silently and slowly damages their kidneys. And the scariest part is that most of them have no idea. Now, if you're over the age of 60, your kidneys are more vulnerable than ever. They've been working hard for decades, filtering all the waste out of your blood, and they need a little extra care. Today, I am going to pull back the curtain on the 5 most common morning mistakes I've seen my patients make that can harm these vital organs. I'll also share simple, doctor-approved swaps you can make starting tomorrow morning to protect your kidneys and ensure they stay healthy for years to come. Let's start with a mistake that's in plain sight. Right there on your breakfast plate, the hidden sodium trap. I can't tell you how many times a new patient, let's call her Margaret, comes into my office with unexplained high blood pressure. We go through her diet, and she's adamant that she doesn't use the salt shaker. But when we dig deeper into her morning routine, we find the culprits. For Margaret, it was her daily frozen breakfast sausage and a bowl of instant oatmeal with a little extra flavoring. These seemingly innocent foods, and so many others like breakfast cereals, packaged pastries, and even some breads, are loaded with sodium. Think of it like this: your kidneys are the cleanup crew for your blood. They have to process everything, and when there's too much salt, they have to work overtime to flush it out. This extra work strains the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys, leading to long-term damage and a higher risk of high blood pressure, which is a leading cause of kidney disease. Have you ever checked the sodium content on your favorite breakfast foods? You might be surprised at what you find. The good news is, making a switch is incredibly simple. Instead of processed sausage, try scrambling an egg with some fresh spinach and a pinch of black pepper. Swap out that instant oatmeal for steel-cut oats with a handful of blueberries. These small changes don't just reduce your sodium intake, they also provide essential nutrients without overworking your body's most important filter. So, take a close look at what you rate eating first thing in the morning. It could be a real eye-opener for your kidney health. Now, let's talk about the second morning mistake: skipping water or hydrating the wrong way. I had a patient, a gentleman named Frank, who came in complaining of fatigue and constant headaches. His blood work showed signs of mild dehydration, and his kidney function was starting to decline. When I asked him about his morning routine, he'd say, "Oh, I have a big mug of coffee right away." Frank thought he was hydrating, but he was actually doing the opposite. Here's a simple way to think about it. Your kidneys are like a filter, and they need water to flush out the toxins and waste products your body creates overnight. When you don't drink enough water, or you start the day with a diuretic like coffee or tea, it's like trying to rinse a muddy sponge with only a few drops of water. It just doesn't work well. Have you ever noticed your urine is a dark yellow first thing in the morning? That's a surefire sign you're dehydrated. The best way to start your day is with a simple glass of plain water, even before you have that first cup of coffee. I recommend my patients keep a glass of water right by their bed and make it the very first thing they do. It's a gentle way to reawaken your kidneys and get them ready for the day's work. This simple habit can make an enormous difference in protecting your kidney function over the long run. The third mistake, and this is a big one I see in my practice, is taking the wrong supplements or medications on an empty stomach. Now, I know many of you have a morning ritual of taking your pills, and that's great. But how you take them matters, especially when it comes to your kidneys. I had a patient, a lovely woman named Eleanor, who was taking a common over-the-counter pain reliever every morning for her arthritis, always before she ate. We later discovered that this habit, combined with her age, was putting a significant strain on her kidneys. Certain medications, like NSAIDs, think ibuprofen or naproxen, and even some supplements, like high doses of vitamin C, can be hard on the kidneys, especially when they're taken without any food to buffer their effect. Think of it this way: your stomach provides a protective layer, a bit like a buffer zone. When a strong medication hits your system without that buffer, it's absorbed more quickly and can put a sudden burden on your kidneys to process it. Do you know if the medications or supplements you take should be consumed with food? A simple conversation with your doctor or pharmacist can clear this up in minutes. For Eleanor, we simply adjusted her routine so she took her arthritis medication with her breakfast, and her kidney function stabilized. The simple change, just a matter of timing, can protect your kidneys from unnecessary stress and potential long-term damage. The fourth morning mistake is a tough one for many of us: the morning beverage mistake, specifically overdoing coffee or tea. For a lot of my patients, that first cup of coffee is a cherished ritual, and I understand that completely. But the truth is, when we consume too much caffeine, especially as we get older, it can put a significant strain on our kidneys. I remember a patient, a lovely gentleman named Arthur, who was experiencing chronic dehydration despite drinking plenty of water later in the day. He just couldn't understand it. It turned out he was drinking 3 or 4 mugs of very strong coffee before noon. Caffeine is a diuretic, which means it causes your body to produce more urine and flush out fluids. When you start your day with a high dose of caffeine, it can lead to dehydration, which, as we discussed, is one of the quickest ways to stress your kidneys. Think of it as a tug-of-war for hydration. Your kidneys are trying to hold onto precious water, but the caffeine is pulling it away. Have you ever considered how much caffeine you're really consuming in a day? It's not just coffee, it's black tea, some sodas, and even certain chocolates. The good news is you don't have to give up your morning ritual entirely. Simply swapping one of your high caffeine beverages for a glass of water, or trying a half-cup blend, can make a world of difference. You can still enjoy the taste and warmth without the heavy toll on your kidneys. A little moderation goes a long way in keeping these vital organs happy and healthy. The final morning mistake, and perhaps the most important one, is ignoring morning swelling or pain. This is your body's way of sending you an urgent message, a kind of warning shot from the brain, as I like to call it. I had a patient, a woman named Carol, who came to see me with swollen ankles and puffy eyes that were more noticeable in the morning. She initially brushed it off as just getting older or a poor night's sleep, but these were classic, early signs that her kidneys were struggling. When your kidneys aren't working properly, they can't filter out excess fluid and waste from your body as efficiently. This fluid then starts to build up, often in your feet, ankles, and around your eyes, especially after you've been lying down all night. It's like a dam that's starting to overflow. The pressure has to go somewhere. So, I have to ask you, have you noticed any unusual swelling in your legs, feet, or face when you wake up? Or have you felt a dull, persistent pain in your lower back, right where your kidneys are located? These aren't just minor aches and pains. They are potential red flags. The good news is that catching these symptoms early can make a profound difference. It allows us to start interventions before the damage becomes irreversible. My best advice is to listen to your body. If you notice any of these signs, don't dismiss them. Call your doctor and get a simple blood and urine test. This small, proactive step can give you invaluable information about your kidney health and allow you to take control before a small problem becomes a big one. So let's take a moment to recap the 5 morning mistakes we've covered and the simple, proactive steps you can take to correct them. First, we address the hidden sodium trap on your breakfast plate. Remember, those seemingly innocent cereals, pastries, and processed meats can be a major source of kidney-straining salt. The simple swap is to go for whole, unprocessed foods like eggs, fresh fruit, or steel-cut oatmeal, which nourish your body without overworking your kidneys. Second, we talked about skipping water or hydrating the wrong way. Starting your day with a big glass of plain water before anything else is the easiest and most effective way to flush out toxins and prepare your kidneys for the day. Think of it as waking them up gently. Third, we discussed taking the wrong supplements or medications on an empty stomach. Always check with your doctor or pharmacist about how and when to take your pills, as taking certain medications without food can put an undue burden on your kidneys. A simple adjustment in timing can make all the difference. Fourth, we explored the morning beverage mistake, which is overdoing the coffee and tea. Enjoying your morning brew is fine, but moderation is key. Consider swapping one of your caffeinated drinks for a glass of water to keep your hydration levels balanced. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we addressed ignoring morning swelling or pain. Puffy eyes, swollen ankles, or a dull ache in your lower back are not just signs of aging, they can be your kidneys crying out for help. Listen to your body and don't hesitate to call your doctor if you notice these symptoms. By being mindful of these 5 things, you are taking powerful, preventative action to safeguard your kidney health.
Moment and talk to you about a crucial, overarching truth about kidney health. That, in all my years of practice, has proven to be one of the most powerful for my patients. Yes, your kidneys are incredibly resilient, but they don't have an infinite capacity to recover. Many people come in thinking that since they don't feel any pain, everything must be fine. The kidneys are masters of compensation, working hard, even when they're functioning at a fraction of their capacity. Not until they've lost a significant amount of function that symptoms like swelling or fatigue finally appear. Warning lights on your car's dashboard. For miles with a check engine light on, but eventually the problem is going to get worse. Considered how your daily habits are either helping or hurting your body's ability to heal and maintain itself? The reality is that the small choices you make every single morning, that extra pinch of salt, that second cup of coffee, or skipping your glass of water, add up over time. And this is what I want you to hold on to, is that the opposite is also true. Positive changes consistently applied can make a monumental difference. Margaret, who we talked about earlier, reduced her sodium intake, and not only did her blood pressure improve, but her kidney function test results started to stabilize. Magic changes, they were just simple, practical adjustments. So please, don't wait for a sign of pain or discomfort, because you have the power to protect these vital organs. Next, make these changes stick is to start small. Overhaul your entire morning routine at once. Mistakes we discussed and focus on that this week. Making a conscious effort to have a big glass of water right when you wake up. It's checking the sodium content on your breakfast foods. After that, you can move on to the next step. The journey to better health isn't about grand gestures. It's about consistency and small, deliberate choices. From you, what's one change you're going to make to your morning routine to protect your kidneys? And questions in the comments below. It could inspire someone else. And if you found this information helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, this video with a loved one who might benefit from hearing this. We can make sure you and your loved ones are taking the right steps to stay healthy and vibrant for years to come. Put a link to another video right here on the screen about other foods that are secretly hurting your kidneys, so be sure to check that out next. And be well.